From turnstile to turnstile, let's talk theme parks.
Welcome to Park Hopper Podcast. Welcome back. My name is Dominic Evecoat, and we are here with Peter Brookhart. Peter, welcome back to another Park Hopper Podcast.
Thank you. This is episode 4. I can't believe this is already the 4th episode. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a blast in the past. It's been a big basket of fun. It's been just a grand old time. I mean, I can go on and on forever. Most importantly, doing it with you.
Oh, thanks, Tom. It's been a busy week for ourselves, I think. I have a new niece. She was born on, She was born on Wednesday? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was born Wednesday, 4:36 p.m., 7 pounds, 8 ounces.
No, Thursday.
No.
It was Thursday.
It was Wednesday.
Because you texted me on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Because she was due Tuesday. She went in to be induced Wednesday, and then she was born Thursday.
Right. 100% it was Thursday.
100%.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Her name's Violet. She's beautiful. She's hopefully coming home today. Actually, we should probably get this podcast recorded so we don't have a crying baby in the background.
Right. And I'm hungry, so.
All right. So,
before we get started, I think we should mention
Patreon?
Yes.
Patreon. So we've been talking about this a little bit, and it's basically like an exclusive Facebook group for any of our audience members that would like to support our Park Hopper Podcast project. But in return, you get cool things like cool posts, early access to our podcast a day early. There's different levels of like membership, if you'd like to call it that, and it's all the information's on patreon.com/Park Hopper Podcast, and it's very exciting. I'm excited to do the exclusive content on there for our patrons, like what we've discussed, the Roundhouse ride-throughs, where we're going to do commentaries on theme park rides, the I-4 rambles, where you could just get a little snippet of Dom and I rambling about something if you don't think that this weekly podcast is enough to have our voice in your ear.
Usually it's not enough. Usually people
I
want to
wouldn't
hear
think
more
it
or
was,
less.
yeah. I honestly think that's why people are happy that I do a daily vlog, because they just want to hear me go on and on and on and on and on.
And hear your angelic voice.
Yeah, well, a lot of people talk about my slang and my Midwest accent, but hey.
Not true. You don't have one. But on top of Patreon, you can also email us at parkhopperpodcast@gmail.com with your turnstile testimonials. And those are something where it doesn't have to be Disney or Universal. It can be any theme park experience that you've had in any type of theme park, amusement park. And just kind of something that you want to share that you want us to read on our show. So like I said, that is at parkhopperpodcast@gmail.com. And we will take a look at those and we'll read them on our upcoming episodes. And lastly, you can follow Peter and Sarah on their journey at the Brookhart Project on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow me and my girlfriend Victoria at Dom and Vic on YouTube and Dom and Vic Eats Detroit on Instagram to follow our foodie adventures.
And I will say, if you're a foodie or you just like good quality videos, check Dom and Vic out. They have been killing it lately.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But today, Peter, we are going to get started. And today is a subject
this hits home
for both of us.
Yeah. This is where it all started.
And that is the Disney College Program.
So the Disney College Program is a basic internship for college students, no age restrictions as long as you're a full-time student at the time of application submission. And so we did ours in the fall of 2011, and that's where we met. That's where this journey began.
It was August 22nd, 2011, that me and Peter locked eyes for the first time.
Well, I found your Facebook before that.
Right, and we did, and we can get into that a little bit later. But for those of you, like Peter kind of mentioned a little bit what it is, the Disney College Program, like you said, is a program for college students to go work down in either Disney World or Disneyland for anywhere between 5 to months to a full year, really. And you can work in a bunch of different departments, whether that be custodial, quick service, entertainment, merchandise, front desk,
Park
uh,
operations, rides.
rides, lifeguards. I mean, there's a ton of
Lifeguard's a
different
big
things you can
one.
do. Right, that is a really cool one. I can't swim, so that's probably not the best one for me. But those are the different roles that you can do. There's multiple apartment complexes that you stay in. There's Vista Way, Chatham, Patterson Court, the Commons, and I believe that is it, unless they added new ones.
There's rumors that they're building another one.
So it looks like we're doing another Disney College program.
Yeah, looks like we'll have to go back, do some online classes, sign up.
And sign up
Yeah.
at a very old age. Yeah.
Hey, I heard during our college program about a man in like that was mid 40s that did it just to get his foot in the door. And that's to actually it's didn't even plan this, but a good segue into why would you do the college program? A lot of kids use it as a segue from their college life into a professional career where they're aspiring to work for the Walt Disney Company. Even as a very it is a very entry level. Like Dom was entertainment, he can explain more of that. But I did food and beverage in Epcot at Future World's Electric Umbrella, which turned into the vast majority of our 5 months there being in front of a deep fryer.
But you got to do a lot of things, meet a lot of great people, and a lot of the things that you do in your life now are because of that experience. So I
Exactly.
say to kind of get started, I think we should kind of explain, why did you do the college program and kind of start from there. So I'll hand the mic off to you, Peter,
All right. So
and go
why
for it.
I and we kind of referenced it.
What is that a ghost?
Did you see my face? I just got that was I'm in Christina and Grant's room. And that was their Alexa voice.
Oh my god, I thought that was Sarah.
No, I didn't know what that was. I don't have an Alexa voice or a Siri or Apple Home or anything of those like voice applications, so that freaked me out.
Right.
Okay, what was I talking about? Okay, so
Why you
why I did the Disney College program is a unique story. I think I mentioned it either in a recent vlog or last week's podcast. Our friend Jill Danzel, who lives down in Orlando, um, very good friend of both my brothers and Sarah's sisters. So that's kind of cool. Did the Disney College program I think in '08. It was either '08 or
Right.
'09. And she came home to visit after the Disney College program and kind of walked into the living room where me and Sarah were hanging out. And she's like, you know what? The Disney College program, look it up. You two are literally made to do this. Fast forward maybe 3 weeks. I'm sitting at my college at the time just thinking, like, what am I doing here? I don't know what exactly I want to do. It's like, let me look up this Disney College program. Granted, I had never been to Disney World. Sarah had, as I've explained before, had been going her whole life. It was Disney World themed basement. Whole family goes every 2 years. Dad's the biggest Disney guy in the whole world. And I had never been. So I look it up. I'm like, this looks great. I put an application in. I did the online questionnaire and was good to go. I called Sarah because she was at her college, and I said, don't ask too many questions. We don't have to talk about if we're going to do this or not because we don't even know if we're going to get accepted. I said, but the deadline is in 3 weeks. Go to this website. I'm going to send you and just fill out the application. We'll talk about it
Right.
later. Did the application, did the interview process, got our placement jobs, got all that good stuff. Start date picked, talked about it with the families. We decided we were doing it. Then we went down and did the college program. So
Awesome.
I don't know. I think between Jill pushing us and Sarah's love for Disney World growing up, and us Sarah and I wanting to like expand our horizons and our experiences because we were commuter college students. I think a lot of that mixed together caused us to do the college program.
Right. For sure. And
What
for
about you?
me, my story is a little bit different. So I always grew up going to Disney. It was something that my family always did. And then we kind of stopped going for I cannot tell you the last time before my 11th grade year. We were down in Clearwater Beach, and me and my mom just went to the Magic Kingdom for the day. and it brought back all those childhood memories that I had going as a kid. And then my senior year of high school, I actually went there for my spring break, me and my family, and that's kind of when I started to find out about the Disney College program, and I started asking cast members, "Oh, what is this program?" They told me about it, and then I knew somebody, one of my cousin's cousins, who did it, and she said it was a great experience. And so my freshman year of college, my second semester, I believe it was, I applied, and I was nervous as all get out. I know the application process is much different now than what it was when, we did it. Uh, but I applied and I went and I tried out to be in entertainment. But before that, I found out that I got accepted as custodial. But I didn't know right away because my school got my purple folder, which they do
I
not
didn't
give
know
anymore.
that.
Yeah, I
They
think
sent
they
it to your
just give
school? No, no,
they
I didn't
sent
know
it to my
I didn't know your
school.
school got it.
Yeah, they got it to my school, so Disney called me because my internship coordinator never gave it to me. Disney called me. I remember I was home alone, and they called me and said, "Hey, we haven't heard from you if you accepted your position yet. Like, are you going to?" I was like, "Well, I didn't know I got accepted." And so I said 100%, yeah, I want it. And so I got it, and then I contacted my internship coordinator. She goes, "Yeah, I got your purple folder in my office." Well, that's great to know. What if it would have expired and I would have never, known?
And you'd be flipping burgers at McDonald's right now.
Right. So I got that, and then a couple weeks later, after my audition, I found out that I'd been accepted into the entertainment department, and I was totally shocked because I did not think that was going to happen for me.
To this day, I wonder how
But
you got that.
right. Well, because I can move really, my body moves. I
Didn't you have to act like a
I
tree?
don't know. I had to act like a dog, I believe it was, and I think I had to act like I was digging a tree. And then we had to dance to a Cheetah Girl song.
There you go. Cheetah
So
girls,
it's
cheetah
quite the,
sisters.
and I think I went in jeans, and everyone there was in full on dance attire, and
Brought like
my mom came with
headshots.
me. Right, and I texted my mom and go, "Mom, I do not belong here. But I was laughing the whole time. I had
Having a
no
good
idea what I was
time.
doing, and somehow, right, and I got it. And I think that's what they look for. They don't necessarily want, for somebody that is looking to do the college program and they want to be in entertainment, they don't necessarily care that you have 15 years dance experience, been in theater arts your whole life. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for someone that can have a good time and enjoy doing what they're doing, and bring what entertainment is to life. They don't care that you can do a triple axel and a herky. I don't even know if those are correct terms that I'm using, or
You don't
you
need to do
can,
an
because that's
aerial
not
or anything.
right. They don't care about that. They want to know that you can go out there and have fun. And I guess that's what they saw in me, and I got it, and I had a blast doing it for the 4 years that I did it. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. And actually, a funny story. The week before we met, we went to my grandparents' place in Clearwater Beach, and I almost backed out. Like I was telling my parents I don't want to go anymore because I've never been away from home. I was 19 years old. I was always been a homebody. I never liked spending the night at people's houses or doing any of that stuff. And I almost thought I was gonna back out, and then I didn't. And good thing I didn't, because if I did, this wouldn't be happening right now. I would have
You,
no idea who you were.
your YouTube podcast, you wouldn't have been one of my best men.
Right. So it's just funny how things work
It
out.
really is. Do you know I almost quit?
I knew why you're down there. Yes, I did know that
Yeah, yeah, like about two, three
because
weeks
of
in.
because of certain circumstances. But yes, I did
No,
know
no,
that.
not even because of that. I almost quit because I
Oh,
didn't
then
like it. Yeah, I ruined. I think I look back and I think it was a good move in the end, but I like ruined my relationship with my coordinator of training. And like she loved me at first. Like I probably could have been a coordinator or I forgot a money handle. I forgot the Disney term, but the person who counts down the registers and everything, and a trainer. Like
yeah.
my coordinator of training loved me for some reason, and then I sent her an email basically being like, "This is not what I wanted to do. I want to do anything else that's 100% guest facing. I'll do custodian." Like begging to do custodial. About 2 3 weeks in, she forwarded my email to like a director of custodial operations, like almost laughing about it in the email.
Yeah.
And then she like never looked, like she always like would run in the first 3 weeks, would run into the restaurant, like give me a hug, ask me how I'm doing, what can you do. She's so excited for me, what I'm gonna be able to accomplish there. After that email, she like never looked at me. And then I was like,
Really?
I don't wanna cook deep fryer stuff for the next 5 months. And it was real tough. Like I had a weird moment that I don't think I shared with Sarah, that like I was like, I don't know if I can do this for 5 months.
So Sarah didn't know that she wanted to quit?
No, Sarah knew. Sarah knew I sent the email.
Oh,
She read it and like approved like it, because like I pretty much asked for a transfer from food and beverage to custodial, like begged. I mean, all my roommates. So Dom worked a lot. He worked all over being in entertainment. He worked all over, but he worked a lot in the Magic Kingdom.
yeah.
Sarah
They're in
worked in the
Hollywood.
Magic
Oh,
Kingdom,
yeah.
but like you were kind of a wild card because you were entertainment. You worked all over. Now Sarah worked
Right.
merchandise in Magic Kingdom. Chelsea worked custodial in Magic Kingdom. Shane worked quick service food at Columbia Harbor House at Magic Kingdom. Keston, our other roommate, we weren't didn't really hang out with, but he worked Animal Kingdom. Matt was
And
entertainment
Matt was.
all over the place. So it was almost like I was the only person not working Magic Kingdom out of our close friends. And so like I didn't like that either because I was like wanted to work Magic Kingdom. Like it's Magic Kingdom. And then I was a deep fryer and I was like not feeling it at first, but looking back, like it's almost like I feel kind of glad that the coordinator trainer never pushed me to do anything more after that, because I would have been more likely to have wanted to stay in Florida after 2011, which would have probably meant I probably wouldn't have finished my college degree. Who knows if Sarah would have stayed or left, if we would have ended up having the life we did. But yeah, I had a moment there where I was like, I don't want to do this, and I either want to change a job or I want to go. But I stuck it out, kind of had to, and I'm not a quitter there. So I stuck it out, gave it a couple, and I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks after that, like I realized how foolish that was of me. And even though I stood mostly in the kitchen, um, there's nothing better than giving somebody food, no matter where you are in the middle of the desert in Disney World or in Times Square. Like you give a family food, they're happy. So I kind of had to just change my perspective on how I made magic compared to how you make magic, knowing that they spent the past 3 hours waiting for Soren, and then they stood out in line to meet Eeyore in the hot sun for 4 hours, and now they're starving. But guess what? Peter Brookhart's going to make them the best chicken nuggets and French fries in the world, and I just made their magic. So I kind of had to change my perspective on what the college program was for me, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world.
Right, and I guess this is news to me. I knew there was times where you didn't. Yeah, I knew you wanted because you very are much a people person, going out and talking to people. So do I think you were best suited in the back of a kitchen? No, but I know you being who you are, no matter where you're at, you'll do it to the best of your ability,
Yeah.
and that's what you did. And thank goodness you stayed. For
Yeah.
me, actually, I never thought I definitely got homesick at times, but I want to clarify one thing, and that's no matter what job you have, whether that's in the deep fryers cooking chicken nuggets and french fries or, you know, being in entertainment, every job has its struggle. It doesn't matter what position you're in. One thing that for me, like the first part of my program, probably the first 2 months, I would say, month and a half, 2 months, I was at Animal Kingdom every single day doing the same exact job every single day. And I remember getting like kind of tired of it, thinking like I can't just keep on doing this every single day. And then that's when things started to change, and obviously things got a lot better, and I got a lot of cool opportunities. But it doesn't matter where you are; each position has its ups and its downs,
And
right?
that's for
You
every
know,
job and every company.
I've never got to wear my Disney name tag ever, outside of traditions and
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
really
you used to
traditions.
say that. I remember you used to say that a lot. Is you never got a single, like I at least had a little guest interaction, like being register or bussing tables, but you didn't have a single Dominic Evco to a guest face interaction.
Right. And that was something that I kind of wish I got to experience a little bit. Like, yes, as great people, you still make those magical moments, and this might be a selfish thing to me, but I mean, people come to Disney to have those magical moments and have those interactions with the cast members. And sometimes, as great as I love my job, I did want those moments where people said, "Wow, Dominic gave me that magical moment and gave me made that $10,000 I spent to come here all worth it in the end. I never got that, and that's something that I do wish I could have had. I can't complain. I had a great job, but that if I had to say one thing, that would have been the one thing I wish I could have experienced.
Now, this is a good segue into um, a one possible way to do that. And I know we couldn't do it during the college program. So during the college program, you stay in Disney housing. You can opt out of it and stay in apartments, but it's not unless you're married or you're much older than the typical college program participant. You should just stay in the housing. They bus you to and from work. They pull the rent directly from your Disney check, so you don't have to worry about rent. And because of that, Disney guarantees you 30 hours as a minimum, but they don't really have a max on how many hours they can work you. And we did the fall, so we were August 2011 to January 2012. So we got to do Halloween and Christmas time, one of the busiest times of the entire year. And I think my busiest week, I think I worked like 67 hours or something. But it's all in good fun because you do have those slower weeks, and then you get the amazing perks of being a cast member. I would love to request the data from Disney, like the data governance people, to see how many times I went to the parks before or after my shifts during the entirety of the college program. Because there was a lot of people that don't do Disney as much as you and I did. Because we did a lot of downtown Disney. We did a lot of. I feel like we did a lot of. You did a lot of studios back when it was a different park then.
Yeah,
And we did a lot of Magic
and
Kingdom, of course.
I had my annual pass at Universal, so me and Chelsea had hers too. So we would I think Shane had one too.
I
So
think
we
Shane
would
had
go
one
to
too.
Universal. Yeah, we go to Universal quite often too. So
Which
yeah,
is the
for sure.
you guys dragged me to Halloween Horror Nights, my first Universal
Right,
experience during our college program,
right.
and that was big because
And
back then I was a strict Disney guy.
for sure. And that kind of what you were saying is like going to the parks before or after work. That's if I could give, I'm sure we're going to give a ton of it, but if you give one thing of advice to somebody that is on the college program right now that is listening or is going down or wants to possibly do it, go to the parks as much as possible. Nothing would make me more sad for you is if you were down in Disney, got the opportunity to go in for free every single day, and you barely went into the parks because I know that is stuff that people do. They'll go to work and then they'll stay at home or they won't go. It's like how many people wish they were in your shoes, and that's what I did. I didn't want to take it for granted. I wanted to go and do it because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that we'll never get again.
When else
Well,
could
obviously you're getting it right now.
right? But I'm not typical. Like this is a
Right.
dream that Sarah and I are pursuing. But like you said, and I've said it in previous episodes too, that like I always said, even when I continued my Disney career in the Disney store in Chicago, is that some people go to Disney World once in their entire life. So how lucky are you, even if it's for 5 or 6 months and that's it? How lucky and amazing is it that you can go to Disney World for free as a benefit whenever you want, outside of your 8 to 12 hour shift and whatever you need to sleep and shower and go grocery shopping and do laundry. You can go to Disney World whenever you want and as often as you want. And it's almost like I viewed it as like it's almost disrespectful in my eyes. And I'm a big Disney guy, but it's how could I not go take advantage of that when there's families that can't afford to go? And it helps you be a better cast member. I know it's different because you're in entertainment, you didn't get that guest facing, but like for myself, like when I bust or when I did register, if a guest asked me, as I worked in Epcot, but if a guest asked me, where do I think the closest bathroom or smoking area was to Splash Mountain, because they were going to park hop that afternoon, and that was the one goal was to go to Splash Mountain, so they wanted to know where the closest smoking and bathroom was to Splash Mountain, or how to get there the best way when it's super crowded. I would only know that if I went to the Magic Kingdom often. And that goes for any different thing, like the different experiences, the different rides. And that's why Disney gives their cast members the perk of going to the parks for free, because guests typically go to all the parks on a vacation. And guests will typically ask cast members what they think their favorite is, what they should and shouldn't do, how to do this, how to do that. And it's like an investment in your job, even though it's a minimum. Most times it's often minimum wage job, but being a Disney cast member, you have to be able to provide that magic and be able to provide that hospitable service.
Right. And it's just a thing to do. Don't ever just sit in your apartment, even if you don't want to go to Disney, 7 days a week, which we didn't, but we went a
No,
lot.
we did that.
Go out and
We did
explore
downtown
Orlando.
Disney a lot.
We probably did downtown Disney more than we ever did anything. What? Even if it was just to go to downtown Disney and go get our free Ghirardelli's chocolate, and just walk around. I mean, that's what we did. It was just
It's because our housing
downtown
was
Disney
also
was like our
close.
mall.
Yeah,
Right.
downtown Disney was like our mall. We can grab a quick bite to eat. It was close. We became professionals because this was before the two parking garages or the three parking garages, two
Right.
parking
Yeah.
garages.
Two.
So we had to handle those parking lots like mad. But that was our thing. I know you went to Universal a lot. I don't think any of us really did too much Orlando.
No.
We
I
did the
no.
we
We
never
not.
did the
We never even
beach,
went to the beach. We almost did,
but that was
but we
right.
didn't.
Sarah, Matt, Chelsea, and I all got tattoos together at the Florida Mall
Yes, I
towards the
remember
end of the
that.
college program. And about a week after we got them, that was finally when we're like, guys, we only have like a month left to this internship. We still haven't been to the ocean. Like, let's go to the beach. And then we're like, wait a minute. Three of the six of us can't go in the water and shouldn't have their tattoos exposed to the sun for long durations. Let's not go.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
never
And I
went.
and I don't think you guys should have got the tattoos, but that's just me. You
That's
know.
your personal belief. I still love my Mickey Mouse. Did I tell you I'm thinking about a second one? I know I put it in a vlog recently, but I don't know if I told you. I
And
know what
I'll
my
give
next
you a
Disney
hard time
tattoo.
for it every single time.
Did I tell you what my next Disney tattoo is?
No.
You want to know?
Go for it. Tell me.
So I got my Mickey Mouse head on my right arm, and on my left arm, I'm gonna get the Epcot Center symbol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just same style, all
Ah,
black, like that like weird like five circles into a flower symbol thing,
yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay, that one.
I
The one
don't
that's
think
shirt, the old school one.
the old school symbol, and it usually has
Yeah.
Epcot Center underneath it, but I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
have Epcot Center. I'm just gonna have the symbol.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Don't know
I'm
when.
gonna
There's
get
no
my
timeline.
I'm gonna get my Disney name tag tattooed right on my left chest.
Just because you can never wear it, so it's gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll pay for it. If you do it, I'll pay for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or we'll add it to the Patreon. We'll add it like if people donate $1,000 to our patronage, Don will get
Don't do it. I will never get one. So don't even say that.
All
If
right,
you
well,
want a tattoo, be my guest. It's just not my thing.
there you go. Yeah, I mean, you're still my friend. I've had tattoos for as long as we've known each other. All right. What else is there to talk about with the college program? The interview process has changed a lot. We were very paper old school ish. I mean, everything was a lot of it was online, but they gave you a purple folder. I remember this on like the forums and Facebook pages because it was right when Facebook pages were becoming a thing. Everyone kept saying like have purple thoughts because you would get a big purple envelope that was like the marketing for it, and your acceptance paperwork would be in there, which is for Dom went to his college. And now, Dom, you did a couple applications for professional internships, which are a little different. And I think you did like the newer process where everything was like a dashboard online where you could check the
Yeah.
status.
Yeah, you had to look at the dashboard for your status, which was a little bit different, but that was a long time ago too, so I still don't really remember that too often. I do think I would have to do some research on it, but I do believe that the interview process compared to what we had is completely different.
Now, I
On a
think
whole
I
nother
liked
level different.
ours because of my personality. I would be checking that online account every single day, every single minute to see for an update. What we had to
Well, I
do was
refresh my email nonstop.
right. Well, I actually before this is so we did it 2011, which wasn't too long ago, but technology was very different. We didn't have like iPhones didn't have crazy amounts of apps and stuff like that. So I literally had to set up a cool thing on Google that would forward an email as a text message to my phone if it had the word Disney College Program in it. So that's how I found out that I got the email that said you got accepted because I got a text message, this very old school style of like body to from, and I could only see the first like 100 characters. So then I just knew that I got an email. Then I had to like go to my phone and go to the browser and go to my email through the browser and I was at Subway when I found out I got accepted because I used to work at Subway.
Oh, right, right. Well, that's awesome. That's one of the most exciting things is finding out that you got accepted. But I want to talk about one thing in particular, kind of like we're saying things you should do when you're down there. You hear so many horror stories of people going down there and having bad roommate experiences. We got very lucky. We didn't hang out obviously with all of our roommates, but we didn't necessarily have issues necessarily. Um, there's a good chance, unless you have all your roommates picked out because they are your friends, uh, there's going to be a bunch of different types of personalities, right? But I can't say enough. Try to build relationship with your roommates. I think that's one thing that's helped me grow as a person is going down there and meeting people from all walks of life and all different areas across the country and building close relationships with them. I mean, I think Peter, for me and you, we're a perfect example. When it comes to like just our interest in general, I'm a big sports guy. You're not. So naturally, if we didn't go to Disney together and we just started talking, I would probably talk sports. You'd probably have no interest in it. But the fact that we were brought together and had that common ground of, we're living together, we have Disney, we got to know each other on a different, deeper level than just the surface level stuff about us, which helped our relationship grow and, be, best man in your wedding and be best friends and lifelong friends.
And to clarify, we still don't talk sports because
Yes.
still I try. He tried to teach me stuff about football. My brother-in-law Grant tries to teach me stuff about soccer, but soccer isn't Dom's biggest sport. Um, I'll get there one day, but we have so many other things between food and theme parks and Disney and just our now 8 year friendship
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
on
7.
8 years, 7 years
Yeah.
friendship. We're good, but yeah, you're 100% right. Now I will give a little disclaimer about what Dom says. I 100% what Dom says, but know that you just need to roll with the punches and try to open yourself up to different personalities because no matter where you come from, Disney college program is a huge melting pot of personalities and coming from different walks of life. And typically, if you're going to do the Disney college program, you're at least willing to open up to those different walks of life, even if they're completely different. Because like me and Dom, our roommates had no idea we did it completely random. Well, like as a whole, like Dom and Shane, his roommate, knew that they were going to room together. I knew I
We
was
went
going
to
to
high
room
school
with
together.
yeah, I knew I was going to room with Trevor. We just found each other on Facebook. But like me and Trevor had no idea that Dom and Shane were going to be in the other room. Sarah, on the other hand, not only knew that she was going to room with Chelsea, but they had picked out the other four girls that were going to live with them. So they all met down in Florida the day we registered and had to like register like check into the apartment complex together because they knew all six of us knew each other, talked well, didn't know each other, but like met each other on Facebook, talked to each other, thought this was going to be a good group. Sarah and Chelsea hung out with those four other girls maybe one other time. And so they don't have a relationship with those girls whatsoever. Sarah and Chelsea are clearly still best friends. Chelsea was one of her bridesmaids, and she still hangs out with us to this day when Dom comes on vacation or when, she only lives 30 minutes away from me. So we hang out on the weekends and we're still a part of each other's lives. But it's interesting that Dom and I didn't know that would be living in the same apartment and we're best friends. Sarah knew all the girls that she was going to live with, and they never talk. So it's just kind of like
And
you roll with the punches. And the other thing, Dom, is, and this is different because you didn't see it as much because of entertainment. Well, you might have, but I took this and I talked to a lot of college program people. It's very commonplace for college program interns to become very good friends and hang out with their colleagues and not their roommates.
right.
We were odd.
Right.
Our apartment was very different. Everyone thought that, I mean, at least in my restaurant, people thought it was weird that I hung out with my roommates every day and not my colleagues because you spend the most of the time at work, so you become close with the people you work with. So it kind of makes sense that you would spend your time outside of work with your new friends that you made at work. But we didn't. We hung out with our roommates.
Right. And for me, I didn't really get like I had a couple, guys that I was like friends, like they were my work friends. When I go to work, they would be the group of people I talk with, but we never actually hung out outside of that.
Was his name
But
Brian?
no, no, actually, what was it? Dustin and
I
Brad.
remember Dustin. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, but
And he
you
actually
being
think Dun's still working.
really,
I think they're actually Dustin. Yeah, I think he might still be working there from what I've seen on Facebook. But we would go and I'd talk with them at work. But for some reason, when it came to hanging out, it was the roommates. Just because when you do live with someone, you kind of get to know them on a deeper, more personal level, and it's
yeah,
definitely a choice. I could see where people could have horror stories. I mean, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but we had one roommate that we tried and made efforts
We tried
to
so hard.
hang out with him, and he just didn't want to. So there's nothing. It's not. I can't say I dislike the person because I don't know him. He never gave us a chance to get to know him. Even when
Right.
it just came to like, hey, we're going. He came with us one time. Hey, we're gonna go back. Drive. Want to drive with us? No, I'm just gonna go take the bus. Well, why would you take the bus when you can get in our car and get home an hour quicker? Like stuff like that. Like he just didn't give us the opportunity to build a relationship with them. Nothing we
He,
can do about that.
right, and I think he was content with that, and I think we just had to live with it, and I think we did. But I think on a side note, I think he's being very successful. Last time I saw his like something he was doing online, I think he's like a really successful video game voice.
No, he is. Yeah, I think he
Like I think
is.
he does
And good for him.
anime. Right, he does like anime and video game voiceovers, which is awesome because that's what he was like kind of talking and pursuing and developing. And I think I haven't looked up his YouTube, but he had a YouTube during a college program that nobody knew about that had like a huge following that he did like voiceover stuff on.
Yeah.
He even
So
came
I
to
hope he's doing
one
great.
year, about a year after our college program. He came to Chicago with his friends, and I saw online he did, and I was like, I know we weren't closer in the college program, but I was like offended that he didn't let me know he was coming to my city.
Right. He probably doesn't even know who your name is. I mean, let's be
He
real.
probably
Like
doesn't.
he was
I
the type
remember
this.
his.
I
I
never
remember
forget.
his.
We walked into. He was home alone, playing video games. We walked into the house, and he literally left. He left the living room and locked himself in the bedroom because he just didn't want to be around us. And we had,
But
you
didn't
know
he?
what? It's like, hey, you can hang out with. Like you can hang out with. You know, if you want to play video games, we're not. Go ahead, play. We'll
But
go
didn't he
do whatever.
unplug his PlayStation too?
Yeah, he
We
plugged
I brought a
his in and
PlayStation.
yours out.
I brought a PlayStation 2. He had a PlayStation 2. Instead of just putting his disc in my system, he brought his own system out. And then when you guys walked in the door, he unplugged his system and like ran into the bedroom with it.
Yeah, it's like I just didn't get it. We never honestly never did anything. We never got in fights with him. He just
Hey,
didn't want to be around us.
he was content, we were content. It was okay. Like we made the best of it. Like you can't be everybody's friend as long as you're a good person, and it worked out. Like he didn't I don't think he hated living with us. I think he enjoyed that we gave him his space and freedom, and he gave
Yeah,
us his, and we didn't bother each other. So I mean, he had to deal with Matt screaming and dancing a lot, and he didn't ever
yeah,
complain about it. He had to deal with Shane doing his Shane stuff around the place and didn't
yeah.
complain about it. So I think we were okay.
Shane Nanigans.
Shenanigans. But what else is there's a couple of cool things that the college program does for housing. You can do like what are they, grocery bingo?
Grocery bingo. Then they have the welcome event, the graduation, and then they do
Tip
a couple mid internship parties, I believe, too,
and a
as
formal.
well.
Remember the formal? We had
Yes.
a
Oh, that was
really
I'm
nice
looking at the
formal.
picture right now.
Uh, but before we get into that, Disney knows typically most people do this internship the semester after they graduate college as like a stepping stone to stay in the company. Dom and I were very different. We went when we were 19, the after our first year of college, which is not normal. Like you can do it whenever you want as long as you are in college when you apply. So like if I'm 26 and I've been out of college for 2 years now. If I went back to college, even online for one semester and I was a full time student, I could apply for a Disney college program. You could be 75, and as long as you're in college, you could go apply for the college program. So
Which
we
I don't
weren't
recommend doing.
no because it's I mean like if you want to do it, do it. I recommend if you want to do it.
Well, don't if you do it, don't stay in their house and get your own place.
Well, yeah, that's what I said earlier. If you're
Yeah,
not typical age of the college program, you might want to get your own housing. And if you're 75, I'm sure you have enough furniture and possessions that you'd want to bring your life down there. But because most people, it's the first time, and because it's like it's not like a dorm, it's more like an apartment. So it's a step up from dorm life where you kind of have more responsibilities like keeping up and groceries and cooking, and there's not like a mess hall you can go get food at. You actually have to cook or go out and eat. So Disney does a lot with the housing agency to kind of like help you segue into adulthood when it comes to like they have grocery bingo. So if you forgot to allocate money that week to groceries and you're looking low on your ramen noodles, you can go play bingo and get a bunch of free Tide and flour and meats, and they do a lot of cool stuff like that.
uh huh, for sure. And they also have, like you mentioned, the parties where you go and basically eat for free. And there's DJs and character meet and greets and stuff like that. And then at the very end of it, they do the formal. Ours was at Coronado Springs. It was an
Jungle
absolute
themed.
blast.
It was a
Yeah,
blast. They have a lot of characters. They do like typical ones like Mickey and Minnie were there, which is our classic photo that we have.
yeah.
And then they had like unique ones like who they had. They had Rafiki meeting, doing a meet and greet. They had the hyenas, I think, and then they had Baloo and King Louie.
I believe so. I don't remember though.
But Mickey and Minnie were in their like safari outfits. It was really cute.
Yes, I'm looking at the picture right as we speak, and they are for sure in safari outfits.
Now I'll make it quick and simple because Dom has no input on this aspect. But they offer classes, and I highly recommend them because let's be honest. You're interns. You are working entry level, frontline, minimum wage esque jobs, and they are working you anywhere from 30 to 55 hours a week on average. You could do crazy shifts where you closing one night, opening the next, and it can be hard. Now, I didn't realize this when I did this, but Sarah and I both signed up for free classes that the college program offers. Now, Sarah signed up for a serious one called, she did some kind of marketing and agency stuff where she actually had like buy a book, actually had homework, and got
Right.
college credit. She had tests and homework. Both of mine were called like the Explorer series classes, and I did one for Disney Heritage. It was what it was called, and I met once a week for 40 minutes and we talked about Disney history, which was awesome. There was no homework. It was just fun conversations with cast members. The teacher was awesome, and we just had cool slideshows and videos. Then the other one was called Disney Imagineering or Engineering. It was basically talking for another 45 minutes about Imagineering, how they built rides, how they designed them. We had guest speakers. No homework. It was just like let's talk about how these rides and theme parks are built. But on top of those being two awesome topics, what it forced my bosses at Electric Umbrella was they were not allowed to schedule me on Tuesdays and Thursdays because that's when my classes were. So many college people go through and they have a crazy schedule. They've got 2 days off on Sunday, Monday, then they don't have another 2 days off until the following Thursday, Friday. So they work like 10 days straight with crazy schedules. Well, I knew every single week for the majority of my college program that Tuesdays and Thursdays were my days off because my management could not schedule me. So I think just alone for that aspect of having consistency, knowing when your days off are, you can plan events, you can do things. I think the free classes are worth it. Plus, they were fun.
And that's something that I wish I would have done, for sure. But I didn't. But
I don't think you could have
right,
because Dom
because
ended
just
up
how
doing.
much.
He had two great opportunities. Or no, you did. He had an amazing opportunity during the holidays to be part of the Christmas parade in one of his entertainment roles, and with your schedule during that, I think they probably wouldn't have even given it to you if you were in a class because of your strange schedule and practice and training.
You are correct.
What else is there about the college program? Technicalities there. Dom said you could do anywhere from 5 months to 12 months. That is because you can do. They have 2 semesters. They've got fall and spring. So spring is January to May. Fall is August to January. You can add the summer onto either one of those, and that's what's called the advantage. So if you do spring advantage, you are January to August. If you do fall advantage, you are May to January. And then you can extend. So say you do spring, you get there January, you're working there till May. You could request an extension, and then if you get approved for it, you would stay then until December. So you'd be staying 12 months. Most times, if you do an extension, they actually change your role. So say you're working Electric Umbrella, they could switch you come May to being a bellhop at Coronado Springs. It's not guaranteed that you're going to stay in your place, but for those people who are listening to this, thinking about, I want to work for Disney World forever, and I think this is a great segue into working for the Walt Disney Company to get in there, my foot in the door, and to work my way up. If you do a Disney college program and then you extend, you have to leave the company after you've been there. If you've been there as an intern for 12 months, you have to leave for about 90% of the jobs that you can apply for outside of the internship. You have to leave the company for 6 months. So if you go from January and you extend till December, you have to leave the company and you can't apply for a full-time or part-time position until you've been gone for 6 months. I think it has to do with labor laws in the state. I'm not sure exactly, but that's always been the rule. And you can even see that when I was applying for jobs before we moved down there in July, I applied for a million jobs in Disney, and every single one of them had a little disclaimer on there. If you're an intern, if you're a college intern right now and you've been there 12 months, you must not apply for this except for after 6 months from program end.
Okay, for sure. I think, like, if I can give one last final thought to anybody, and like I said, this is, I mean, obviously we talked about the college program today, but this was a very kind of vague overview on our experience and certain things. So I think even if whoever is listening, if you wanted us, to talk about one specific topic on the program, for sure, let us know and we can do that without a doubt. But if I can just give one piece of advice that someone that is thinking about doing it, or that is already there, is one, do it. Don't have any regrets. And if you are there and you're doing it, give it all you got and give it 100% and do it with all your heart, because if you do that, then you'll succeed without a doubt. If you go in there with an attitude saying, I'm just going to go down and I'm going to party all the time and whatnot, you'll probably get terminated.
Right, and everything Dom said is right. And I'm gonna give my concise version of that because this is what I've been saying for 8 years or 7 years now. Is a lot of people, you read reviews online, you watch YouTube videos online of people who got fired or went down there, hated it, left, and quit. If you go down there knowing you're gonna work and work hard, and it's gonna be hot, and you're not gonna see the magic at times because you're gonna be exhausted. Some days it is just a job, but if you have that mentality that going down there, you're gonna work hard for 5 months, you're going to have a great time because you're going to value the magic that you do experience and create, and it's going to be awesome. But if you don't go down, if you go down there and like, I'm just going to go to sunny Florida for 5 months, get out of college, come back and finish, it's going to be great. I'm going to be a princess walking down the street, and those are the people that end up being scorned, and they don't have a good time. So I think if you go down there, like Tom said, go down there, give it everything you can, you're going to have a great time. It's 5 months. 5 months in the grand scheme of things. I know it's hard, especially if there's college or high school people listening. 5 months seems a lot, but we're only 26 and we have a lot of life to live. But can already tell you 5 months is nothing. If you give your all for 5 months, like Dom said, it's gonna fly by. It's gonna fly by, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna change your life. I still think about our college program every day and how it changed my life for the better. That's all I got.
Awesome. Me too. I think that's all I got as well.
All right, so I think that's everything we got for our overview of our college program experience. Like Dom said, if you have any specific questions, you can email us or leave a comment down below. And Dom, I think it's time. I think we have a big, exciting week ahead of us. I think every week's a big, exciting week, but
It is. For sure.
thank
And
thank you again for listening.
and until next time, this is the Park Hopper Podcast.